I'm the ghost driver. Welcome aboard. You see, driving a cab in London, I've had my fair share of strange encounters, some of them leaving behind more than memories. Passengers who disappear into the night, but their stories stay with me, lingering like shadows. And tonight, I'm sharing one of those stories with you, a tale from someone who claims it happened right here on these very streets. Tonight's story is a memory wrapped in shadows, a glimpse into how even the most innocent of spaces can harbour secrets. This is Nathan's story, a story I've called The Swaying Light. So sit back, keep your eyes on the road, and try not to look over your shoulder.
The Swaying Light. 12-year-old Nathan had always shared a room with his younger brother, but this birthday was different. As he walked through the front door, his eyes widened in disbelief. His parents had gifted him a room of his own. It was a small, cozy sanctuary adorned with faded floral wallpaper and a vintage ceiling light that hung like a sentinel over his new space. That evening, as twilight settled over the world outside, Nathan settled into his new room, excitement fluttering in his chest. But then something peculiar caught his attention. The ceiling light began to sway gently back and forth, as if it were dancing to an unheard rhythm. Initially, he thought it was merely a trick of the light, but his heart raced as he saw it brush against the ceiling. There was no breeze, no open windows, just a heavy silence enveloping the house. Fear gripped Nathan. He dashed downstairs, his voice shaky, as he recounted the strange event to his dad, but all he received was a stern look and a dismissive wave. "It's just a draft, Nathan," his dad said, the finality in his tone stinging more than the shadow of uncertainty. "Go back to bed." Confused but trying to believe his dad, Nathan climbed back up the stairs and slowly opened his bedroom door. He glanced up at the ceiling light, half expecting it to still be swaying, but it was perfectly still, hanging as though it had never moved at all. The room felt quieter than before, almost too quiet, as if it were holding its breath. He lingered for a moment, waiting, but the light remained motionless. Though the silence seemed to press in around him, Nathan shrugged it off, trying to convince himself his dad must be right. After all, grown-ups always knew best. Fast forward 5 years to a balmy summer evening. Nathan, now a teenager, sat in the back garden with his dad, who was a bit tipsy from the afternoon sun. In the midst of their casual banter, his dad suddenly turned serious. "Remember that time you saw the light swaying in your room?" he asked, an enigmatic glint in his eye. Nathan nodded, puzzled. "Let me tell you something," his dad continued, leaning forward. "It wasn't just a draft, it was real." Shock coursed through Nathan as he listened intently. "What do you mean?" "We noticed all sorts of strange occurrences around the house for nearly a year. Objects moving inexplicably, doors creaking open, and eerie noises echoing through the halls. We couldn't figure it out," his dad admitted, a hint of unease creeping into his expression. "Until one day," he went on, "we stumbled across an old skull in the attic. It belonged to your grandfather. He used it during his dentist training." Nathan's mind raced back to the distant memory of his grandfather, a figure etched in shadows that he barely remembered. "We decided to get rid of it." And just like that, the strange happening stopped, his dad finished, his gaze penetrating deep into Nathan's eyes. A chill ran down Nathan's spine as the veil of innocence was lifted. He had never realized that something so innocuous could hold such power, transforming his cozy sanctuary into a realm of mystery and unease. He sat back, grappling with the revelation that some secrets are buried deep within the fabric of family history, waiting, just waiting to be uncovered.
Thanks for riding with the Ghost Driver tonight. London's full of stories like this, and as long as I'm on these streets, I'll keep sharing the stories that just refuse to fade away. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss the next ride, and remember, some stories stay with you long after you've left the cab.